right, welcome everyone to 212, your weekly dose of training every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, if you're new here, if this is your first 212, comment first. We're so excited you join us. But here we turn our temperature up just an extra degree. So our water is boiling, and with boiling water comes steam. And with steam, you can power a train, and that's how we power the bullet train. If this is your first call, welcome to the bullet train. We are number one in all categories that are available at Pamper Chef. So you definitely landed on the right team. And all aboard the bullet train is our mission statement where we empower and equip consultants for success, inspired by the magic of the Red Ruby slippers. Who has a pair of Red Ruby slippers? Put in the chat. We embrace the truth that you had the power all along, my dear. You just had to learn it and find it for yourself. And here we dig it out of you and we help you find your power. So here we love and appreciate you for who you are. So welcome if this is your first call. Our October numbers are in. Congratulations, Bullet Train. You were number 4 in organizational sales in the entire company. And obviously, you know, you're also part of the number 1 team. And let's see what we can do in November. We have 10 days to go. Maybe we can climb to number 3 or eventually be number 2. So if you're new to the Bullet Train and you want to know about the story of our team and everything that it stands for, you can find that in the featured group on the Bullet Train. And if you're new here, you're making a comeback for the holiday season, you want to learn our number 1 success system. I already dropped it in the chat. I'll drop it in the chat again. Copy, paste it, send it to yourself. But new consultants, stick to our website, stick to the quick start, run your first party, do your launch party, book a couple of parties, and get going. Once you have your first party booked, stick to the Google Calendar. If you're a Google Calendar addict, drop a 10 in the chat. You want to stick to the calendar right here. You can scan the QR code right now so you get access to our daily task list that we update for you every single day. The newest videos are on there now, right? Let me know in the chat. Did you guys notice the video? How are they going for you? I'm hearing great feedback for about them. So yeah, you should be addicted to the calendar, and you want to click on a daily view and make sure you work on those tasks every single day. And those are what we share with you. You actually really just need to do it, right? That's how easy this is. So once you get the hang of it, right, you want to join our DMO crews. I just put those in the chat earlier. Scroll up. If not, I'll try to put them in there again. And make sure you are muted. All right, just caught you here. Trying to catch the ones that are muted. Got it. So you can join our DMO. DMO stands for Daily Method of Operation. So you can join accountability groups. So which group are you a part of? Anybody can join. You can be brand new. Somebody asked me the other day, I'm brand new. Can I join? Yes, it's for everyone. And you get to work with like-minded people. So you can join the early riser crew. Let me know if you're part of that. The coffee crew, the afternoon crew, or the night crew. After this call, you can just stay on and work with like-minded people. And on Monday, we're going to continue our basic training series. Our last call for the month is all going to be about how to grow your team. So save your day and mark your time for 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we have an exclusive director-only event. So speaking of directors and the magic of the Red Ruby Slippers, all of you guys that are still in your first 90 to 180 days, you are eligible for a $400 to $500 cash bonus when you decide you just want to go all in and make more and get your own Red Ruby slippers. And this also applies for anyone past the first 6 months. Of course, we just don't have those cash bonuses. But what we do have is Red Ruby slippers if you're in my first 3 lines. If not, you get other gifts from your directors. You get extra money, you get extra incentive trip points. In about less than a month, you guys are going to find out where the next trip is, and you can start working on it now so you have a full schedule come January 1st. And if you earned Disney this year or you're working on it still, put Disney in the chat. I'm so excited for many of you guys to bring your family to Disney. You also get a 30% discount, and you get recognized at national conference. Save the date for July already. You get 250 Pamper Chef dollars. You get product boxes for free. And you get to be invited to exclusive leadership event. Our next leadership event is going to be in February in Williamsburg, Virginia. So as long as you promote to director by January 1st, we will see you there. And we already have over 100 registered. We sold out. We actually had to squeeze in more seats. So go register. And if you're already a director, go work on your blue ears. So let's kick it off with some personal development. Listen in, take some notes, and Elizabeth is going to share tonight. And guys, you are part of a new record, 167 people on. I'm not nervous at all. So Elizabeth, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Yeah, not nervous at all. Okay. Do, 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 do. All right, what we usually refer to as a closed mind is nothing more than the brain's standard method of operation, which prefers familiar, well-established neural pathways. Our brains excel at identifying patterns and filing them for future use. So when we encounter any situation or experience, the narrator races into the archive and grabs the most familiar possible story to deal with it. Our most frequently used neural pathways become like the interstate highways in our brains. They're the fastest, most direct route between any 2 points, or concepts in this case. Why wouldn't we use them? All we have to go on is our existing library of concepts and stories. That's why when we have reached a settled conclusion on any subject, we have a hard time even seeing another possibility. Likewise, if you want to imagine a new story, you must find a way to break free from your existing thought patterns. Remember the basics of how your brain operates. It contains a massive network of nerve cells, neurons, connecting and communicating across synapses. Those neural connections are both the means by which you think and the shaper of what you think. So if you want to think different thoughts, find a way to get your brain off its familiar pathways to form new neural connections. Once you get off the interstate and take a few back roads, you discover things you'd never use or experience on the main road. Your brain works in much the same way. Force it to think along a different pathway, and it'll present you with new thoughts and ideas which you can use to write a better story with a better outcome. So start with possibility. In our coaching practice, we often notice that clients have unintentionally closed their minds to new possibilities. It's not surprising. The narrator places a high value on protecting you from failure and naturally uses the experiences you already have to do so. Perhaps you recognize your own narrator in self-limiting statements such as these. I could never do that. We don't have the resources to start this project. I'm not good with technology. We just don't have time to tackle that problem. Statements like these provide a measure of security because they insulate us from risk and offer a sense of certainty. Even if we are not happy with our circumstances, we can take comfort in knowing that we don't really have a choice or there's nothing we can do. This thinking may quickly answer what's next, but it also sets a hard limit on what we believe to be possible. It short circuits any attempt to remap the connections in our stories, locking us into our existing problems. Unfortunately, these self-limiting ideas take on even greater power when challenged. When people challenge our assumptions, we defend them. We tend to look for support among those who agree with us and vilify those who disagree. Then we harden our own thinking by associating only with people who agree with us. Fortunately, your brain is highly flexible. Even though your mindset may seem fixed, it isn't. You can change the default settings in your brain. As educator Joe Bowler put it, as we begin to realize our potential, we unlock parts of ourselves that had been held back and start to live without limiting beliefs. We become able to meet the small and large challenges we are faced with in life and turn them into achievements. You can train yourself to think in terms of possibility. So, the first advice we give in coaching is to practice self-awareness. One starting point for interrogating your story is to notice your words and your emotions. Take note of how you respond verbally to situations, problems, or suggestions. If your responses include language that is dismissive, negative, or defensive, ask yourself why. Don't be self-critical. Simply follow your thoughts and see where they lead. Follow your emotions in the same way, especially negative ones. When you feel anger, fear, anxiety, dread, or hostility, ask why. At the end of that thought train, you'll likely discover a story about yourself, the world, or other people that was created to insulate you from risk rather than advance your goals.
Oh, that was good. Give it up for Elizabeth. Wow, what was your takeaway there? Turn challenges into achievements. I love that. And I like how you said that, we what we do is we just tend to protect ourselves. So we just say, well, I'm not good at it, right? I'm not good at this. So I'm just protecting myself from actually even trying, right?
Mm.
Right? But I'm going to test something with you guys. So I didn't know you were going to talk about this subject. Okay. So I need you guys to just hide the kids, hide the husband, whatever you're doing. All right. So just pay attention for 2 seconds. For those of you guys that don't believe that you can trick your mind into changing it, that you can take a negative thought and turn it into a positive thought. Okay. You guys here? You ready? Pay attention. Okay. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think of a blue triangle. A blue triangle. It's a bright blue triangle that you're seeing right now. All right, just nod a little if you're seeing it. Do you see it? Blue triangle. Okay, don't open your eyes. Keep them closed. Okay, well, so now instead of a blue triangle, I want you to see a red circle. Change the graphic in your mind. We're going to go see a red circle. All right, so do you see a red circle? Give me some nodding. Yes? Okay, open your eyes. You are capable of changing the way you think, okay? You're capable of changing your thoughts on how you react. Elizabeth said it, right? It's how we react and respond to situations. You can train your brain to say, wait a minute, negative thought, Claudia, don't go there, and change it. Okay. I promise you that all 190 new records can change your brain up there. All right. Do you believe you can? Put yes, I can in the chat. And this applies for any situation, especially if you're having some, stuff going on out there in the real world. I promise you, you can change how you react to things. If sometimes you just pause and take a moment. And I need to take that lesson sometimes too. So awesome. All right. So, well, it just so happens that Elizabeth is also our testimony for tonight. Elizabeth is one of our fairly newest director. She just joined us in April. All right. So about 6, 7 months. And in her first 6, 7 months, she's already made $14,000. Okay. So for those of you guys that are here, you may be new, you're kind of fresh. Imagine making $10,000, $5,000 in your next 6 months, right? All those things are possible for you too. So Elizabeth is going to tell us a little bit about herself. And then she's going to share her best tips with you. So back to you, Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah, this is like all about me today. Oh goodness. All right. So, hi again, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Buehring, and I am scared to talk about myself, but I'm excited too. Um, I grew up an Army brat, youngest of 4 kids, and when my dad retired from the military, we moved to Utah, and I've been here ever since. I've been married to the man of my dreams for 23 years. And while we don't have any kids, we've shared our lives with some very special fur babies. So I'm a voiceover artist with 9 audiobooks to my name, all recorded and edited in my home studio. I'm also very passionate about family history research. I can talk about it all day. My hubby says that I have a superpower for finding difficult branches in family trees. And I've been fortunate to help many people connect with their ancestors and distant relatives too. When I first got married, I was doing computer tech support and pushing myself to be like everyone else. And my health suffered. I was eventually diagnosed with FMS, IBS, ASD, GAD, and some other stuff. And in 2009, I was let go from my job at eBay because I couldn't keep up. Unable to work outside the home, I threw myself into genealogy and voice narration, which I loved for its flexibility. In 2018, one of our two fur babies died, and I clung to the other one to help me through it. Um, for a couple months, I struggled to finish my last audiobook. In February 2019, my dad was hospitalized. For 2 weeks, I spent every day at the hospital with my mom, doing whatever I could to lift their spirits. And one way I helped was by reading to them. I had a murder mystery series on my Kindle app, so I pulled up the first book and read for hours each day, putting my heart into every word to make things feel lighter. Despite all the effort, my dad's health didn't improve and we lost him. The grief was overwhelming, and I tried to focus on being there for my mom and siblings, and of course, neglecting myself. Um, but when I eventually tried to return to voice narration, I found I couldn't do it. Just looking at my microphone brought back so much pain that I had to stop altogether, and I never finished that last audiobook. Um, when the pandemic hit, I was one of the few people who welcomed the quarantine. I stayed home and I enjoyed not talking to anybody, and I just focused on family history research. But losing my second fur baby left me feeling utterly lost. By early 2023, I was at rock bottom. Most days I couldn't even get out of bed. I survived on DoorDash and ramen noodles. By the summer of 2023, I was so sick that I could barely eat. I had constant abdominal pain, severe dry mouth, headaches, dropped 40 pounds in less than a month, and I was incredibly weak. It wasn't until I was diagnosed and started treatment for IBD in October of 2023, and I was able to eat a little more, that I even began to think about cooking again. But my mind was foggy, worse than usual. We have a very small kitchen with one counter and no dishwasher, and I didn't have the energy or motivation to do more than boil water. Then, March 2024, I got an invite to a Facebook group. My niece was hosting a virtual Pampered Chef party, so I joined to support her and bought a small item. Afterwards, Satin, the consultant, messaged me saying, you could help your niece even more by hosting your own party. I figured, sure. It was virtual, so I didn't have to see anyone or worry about having guests at my house. I never had a good party in the past, but I decided to follow Satin's daily suggestions. She seemed to know what she was doing. Like getting outside orders and posting certain things, which is out of my comfort zone. Occasionally she'd hint that I could do what she was doing, but I brushed it off. I had tried 3 similar businesses in the past 20 years and none of them worked. I didn't fit in with the other consultants. I felt awkward at meetings and during product demonstrations, and I barely made any sales outside of family and close friends. Ended up with a bunch of unsold inventory and spent way too much money. After the last time, my husband and I agreed we are never doing that again. As my party wrapped up, Satin mentioned I had a kit credit, and I was still determined not to sign up because, I'm not a salesman. I couldn't make it work. But I found myself asking her questions, and that went on for a few days after the party. But what finally sold me was when she said that I'd be given what to say in my parties each day, just copy and paste. And she was right about it being easy. I didn't have a launch party, but I followed the calendar and started out with 3 parties my first week that I ran myself. And 2 of them did really well. I was jazzed and I couldn't wait to do more. I told Satin up front that I didn't want to be a leader and that I just wanted to have fun and make a little extra money. But as I followed the calendar, people started finding me. I woke up one morning and found out I had a recruit. I wasn't sure what to do, so I just started mimicking my upline. Thinking back, what stood out most was how much fun I was having. It didn't feel like work. That was until fall hit. I struggled to get bookings and was getting frustrated that some of my recruits weren't finding success, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. It wasn't until the end of October that I realized I had stopped following my own advice that I had given in a success talk in September. So now this month, I've earned all 4 levels of the monthly sales, and I'm excited for December. So here are 3 tips that contributed to my success. 1, create a daily routine that energizes you. Start your day with intention. A positive, a positive mindset helps you stay motivated and makes your energy contagious to others. I love my morning routine. I get up in the morning, I do a little bit of journaling, Bible study, and I pray I'll find people I can help. Then I put on upbeat motivational music and I dance while I work. It really just makes the time fly by. Number 2, stay organized and consistent. Find a system to track your contacts and follow the calendar. Keeping everything organized ensures you never miss an opportunity, and daily consistency builds momentum. 3, keep it fun and authentic. Let your personality shine. Whether you're celebrating every sale or treating your tasks like a game, your joy will resonate with those around you. If something feels like a chore, find a way to make it enjoyable. And there are lots of people on our team that have awesome ideas. So this business has given me purpose, joy, and the chance to connect with amazing people. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. For like the first 90 days, I kept saying thank you to Satin for finding me. Uh, I can't wait to see where this next adventure takes me. Thanks for letting me share my story.
Give it up for Elizabeth.
Woo!
So proud of
Elizabeth,
you.
great job.
Yay, Elizabeth.
Great job. That was awesome, Elizabeth.
I'm obsessed with your voice, Elizabeth. You were made for reading and talking to people. Woo, Elizabeth.
Thanks. Oh, okay.
No kissing, Elizabeth. You are that good, okay?
Yeah, we all want some of those audiobooks, but we just want them for us. Like, can you just send us a little message every morning, like a little voice clip, a little quote, or a little, we're all for that. Like, anytime you want to share that in the Bullet Train channel, like, I need a little bit more Elizabeth in my life, I think.
I'll keep
So
that in
thank you.
mind.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we do.
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I got a little sad when you said that you did something like this before, which, many people have. But then you didn't feel like you belonged and then you felt weird on team meetings. So I just wanted to congratulate you. You just spoke in front of 190 people. I'm getting emotional, and the
Woo!
love in the chat for you, I mean, it's just, you found your home. So here we love and appreciate you for who you are. So I'm glad that Satin found you, and I'm glad that you decided to give something like this another chance. So thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Save the chat, Elizabeth. You're going to love reading it.
How do I do that?
There's should be like 3 little dots somewhere on the chat. If not, I can send you mine later too.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Ooh,
I'll send
okay.
it to you as well.
Found
I
it.
just gotta say that even when Elizabeth was struggling, she kept doing the things and she would message Satin and I like, okay, I'm struggling. This is what I'm struggling with. What do I do to get back to my normal self, like having the fun? And we didn't push her to go director. It just literally happened because she's so fancy and so energy, and I love her for that. And I'm super proud. I'm a proud mama. Sorry.
Thank you, Allison.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
so this is a good message, right? We all go through things at times. None of our business, I promise you, not mine, not any of our top leaders' businesses, is always the best every single day. So when you do struggle, the biggest thing is don't go into hiding. Reach out, dig deeper, and just really try really hard to not stop doing the things that got you here in the first place. All right. All right. Whew. All right, let's continue on. We got a lot to cover. So I just want to put up a quick reminder. from our last week call. I'm going to keep saying this over and over, so you can't blame me if your December or January sucks, okay? I will not take any blame for that. But I want you to keep booking hard, November 29th, aka your December 1st dates, okay? So you can take advantage of Black Friday and then anything else that may be happening in December. And then December 6th. Those are like your two big dates to help you bridge and help you finish the year strong. And then January 3rd will be your first party date in the new year. And just book as many as you can, double, triple book. And all of our wording on the calendar, all of our wording on boards is updated to help you book those. If they say not right now, if they say not right now to Friday, right? You can upgrade your gift. And this time we're having Pampered Chef pay for it, okay? For December and January, Pampered Chef is paying for the extra gift. So please, please, please check those words, use them. We do want all of you guys to have a successful next couple weeks. All right. So we got lots to talk about. We're going to talk a lot about Black Friday. And the first thing, we have just a little plus up, right? A little something that you can do once you've done your DMOs, because we're really good on not squirreling. Once you've done your DMOs, this is just something that for those of you guys that maybe have been around for a little bit, you have had a couple parties, you can do this thing that Amanda is going to talk about.
Hello, 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 Bullet Train. I am so excited to talk to you guys tonight. I found myself, I have a lot of parties coming up that I'm running, that I have coming up, that I'm going on, but I'm looking for more. I have a goal in mind of I want to be $8,400 in sales this month. And when it was the 8th of the month and I was halfway there, I was like, okay, we're going to do something a little bit extra. So I'm not necessarily talking to, this isn't something for people that are good or struggling. Well, this is actually more for like to add the gravy to your party. We want to give you something to, like Claudia just said, boost your sales. So if you're finding yourself without the bookings that you were hoping for, or if you want to pad your party schedule because you're looking to make some extra Christmas money or hit a big goal like me, I have a little trick up my sleeve that is helping me add some extra gravy on my sales. And we spent a lot of time talking about how we're repurposing our Thanksgiving leftovers. So I thought, why not? Why don't we apply this to our business? I could share my screen and show you guys a little bit about what I'm going to do if you're okay with that, Claudia. So I'm requesting that. Make sure I don't have anything weird on my screen here for you to see. Okay, we're safe. We're in the safe zone. So what I am doing after I cannot stress this enough, after my DMOs are done, I am adding on some extra parties. So you can see up here for 11:15. I haven't even added anything to this is just my regular show schedule here for 11:22, but I've got some more things I'm going to add. This was my regular 11:15 schedule, and I added 8 more parties down here to my schedule. So instead of running 8 parties, I'm running 16. And what I decided to do was go through my old parties. Now, we all know that there are 1.7 billion parties that get unsubmitted, and we save them for whatever reasons. Sometimes it's just that our hosts haven't checked out yet. A lot of this is November people that are waiting around for Black Friday. So I've got a lot of that going on. A lot of it is these are just lingering dollars here. People that didn't qualify, just ghosted you, didn't want to do anything else, didn't say that they wanted to reschedule. Whatever happened, right? So last week I combed through all of my parties that had more than $200 in sales. It was people that had rewards in their parties. But this week I am going to comb. Obviously, I have all of this left over from the beginning of the month where we're putting Black Friday stuff, but I'm going to go through my parties that are from below from like 100 to whatever. I am going through the entire year. I have scheduled it, or I've modified my settings so that you can see from like January to now for this. I'm going to pick up some extra sales. Zeros, I'm not going to mess with those people, but if they have $32, if they have $41, whatever. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong numbers, but I'm not going to do zero parties. I'm going to do the $28 parties, the $38 parties. I have made a choice. I am not going to partner necessarily with these hosts unless they were someone that was especially awesome. But I'm going to comb back through. I'm going to find their party. Let's find someone. Amanda Barksdale. Oh, that's a November one. Let's go back here. Amy Reynolds. Who are you, Amy Reynolds? Let's go look for Amy Reynolds' party back in. And if you are a good keeper tracker, you can, I have my past parties there, but sometimes I don't always keep the best track. That is a consultant that's doing. Do I have a tiny person? Hi, I love you. Night night, baby. So I'm going to go through my parties. Let's do this again when I'm not distracted. Amy Reynolds. There we go. There was her party that we just had a couple months ago. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to update this thing. I'm going to add a new cover photo. I am going to show you, basically do my DMOs. I'm setting up the party, notifying everybody in the party that this is happening. I'm going to update the description and the title, and it's going to say Black Friday pop-up sale. I'm going to do the same thing here and maybe keep the goal 200 from goal. I don't know if that's right. I can always change that, but this is just for our purposes. Then I'm going to continue posting everything that we post in our calendar regularly. Why? Because it's Black Friday. We have this at our disposal. There's no need to add any extra thought, anything into it. Just pump those sales up every day. Do a sales ladder. Let people know that, hey, you can shop these Black Friday deals. And this has, let's see, have I seen a huge jump in my sales? No. Have I seen a little jump in my sales? Yes. Is it worth it? If you've done your DMOs and you find yourself with some extra time to get more sales, yes, it is. But I want to stress that we need to do our DMOs first. And I'm going to stop sharing because that's really all I wanted to show you. We need to do our DMOs first because those systems are working. But afterwards, like if you are still looking to find sales from people, that's a fun little way to mine your old parties.
Yes, thank you, Amanda. That was pretty brilliant, right? I thought that was really smart, fun little idea. Again, after you do your DMOs, your daily method of operation, your tasks, then you can play around with it, right? Maybe you have a video of something that's on sale that you can share in those parties. Somebody asked, is this for unsubmitted parties? Yes, this is for unsubmitted parties in this case, so you can reuse the same link. But you could even go back in maybe a good party that you had 6 months ago that is closed and submitted. And you could do the same thing. Pop up, post some Black Friday specials, have your own party link and share it in that, right? But only to a certain extent can we keep up with all this, right? So whatever you can handle, whatever you can manage on top of your regular business, right? But I think you can have some fun with it. Unsubmitted, some good parties, and maybe get some extra orders that way, right? Do some giveaways if you want, have some fun with it. So who's going to try? Just try it. If you get some extra business, great. And if not, then, it was a good idea that you can try. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. You can do an initial post. You can do multiple posts. depends on the volume of parties and the business that you currently have, right? If you currently have 0 parties and you're still working on getting bookings, then you could probably do more posts than those of you guys that have 4 parties a week consistently, right? Definitely worth trying. Yep, pop, and I love the word pop up. It's cute. It's, it's just adorable. All right, so let's continue on here. So first of all, I just wanted to share our goal, okay, which is we want to make sure that every consultant this month, November, is the biggest selling month of the entire year. If you've been consistent since January and you've been planting your seeds, this is harvest season, okay? And our team sales are, heading in that direction to have the best month we've ever had. So, we want to make sure, your leaders and I want to make sure that every consultant gets at least one, if not, well, yeah, one check or at least 2 more checks before Christmas or holidays, right? So if you're in to receive a check, put a money emoji, drop money in the chat. But we want to make sure that we want to help every consultant have at least $150 in sales, activate your status, and help you earn a check, because it is Black Friday coming up. It is the biggest shopping, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. This is the biggest shopping there is going on. And you can tell me what you want, but when I go to the mall, when I go to the nail salon, there's always people shopping, okay? Are people maybe a little bit more frugal and figuring out if this is valuable to them this year or not? Sure. But people are spending their money. The question is, are you open for business, and are you someone that is selling to your audience? Good. I'm excited. Everybody wants to make lots of money. All right. So let's talk about this biggest event of the year and our strategic Black Friday plan for the next, 7 to 8 days, because it's right around the corner. And yes, Thanksgiving is here. It's definitely a great time, if you have big families, small families, whatever that looks like in your household, to spend time with your loved ones. But we also do know that people will eat their turkey and then sit down in their food coma and start shopping online, okay? And we want to make sure that people spend their money with you before they go spend their money somewhere else. So we have developed a 7 to 8 day social media plan for you to get your customers excited about Black Friday. All right. So if you already know what's on sale, what is like your favorite item that is on sale, that you are most excited about? Like, what is your favorite thing that you think you're most excited about? Like, I love that the new Twist and Shop is on there. I love the Pop and Stir. I love the insulated serving bowls. Like, those are some of my like favorites, that I could talk about all day, every day. So first, before I share this plan, I want you to know that this is it's like our calendar. It's copy paste. It'll work. But like Elizabeth said, if you have some of those items, the more authenticity you add to this, the more this sounds like you, the more excitement you bring around it. And the less of like, well, I did my post for the day, so I'm going back on the couch taking my turkey nap, right? The more excited you can get around this, the bigger success you're going to have. I know even I sometimes slack off. I'll start something and then I kind of lose, traction. So I have to tell myself those small steps every single day. What am I doing to keep these specials in front of my customers and getting them to shop with me? Because there is a lot of competition out there, right? But we do know that people buy from you because they know, like, and trust you. So they will choose you a lot of times over some competitors out there, because first of all, they love you, they want to support you, and they may be scrolling and found your video of the cup slicer. All right. So I'm going to walk you through this plan. It's very simple. It will have posts, it will have emails, it will have text messages. And I would love for you to share. So in the Bullet Train Telegram channel, maybe somebody can pop it in the chat. I would love for you to share and collaborate and say, hey, I just went live and I made popcorn this way and I sold 3 Pop and Stir, or I showed my toddler eating strawberries after I cut them up with the cup slicer. Like, we want to hear from you, okay? Because only together do we become and stay the number one team in the company. You guys are all brilliant in your own way. And what works for one that maybe has a toddler doesn't work for the one that, has a smaller family or elderly kid, not elderly kids, grown-up kids. There you go. So we want to hear from you and what's working for you. So I'm going to share this plan. And then just know that you will get it at the end of this call because you were on this call. And also, we will be posting daily. You guys know we love our assignments. We'll post them on the Bullet Train channel, and we'll also post them on the Bullet Train Facebook group. And if you're not over on Telegram yet, I highly suggest you just go download it right now because so many things just get lost on Facebook, right? Your customers don't see your notification, neither do you. And lucky for us, the Bullet Train T page is popping, but it's popping and it makes it hard to find things. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's going to make finding things a lot easier. All right, so let me kind of walk you through this. And also, if you are a director and above, you'll get a similar plan, but just with a little twist. But you can certainly still use this one as well. All right. So like I said, we're going to post daily assignments. If you can, evenings are definitely better for engagement. I don't like to work on evenings, but I'm trying to just post basically like right before I go to bed, because that's when most people are online, right? 6 o'clock and after. If you are someone that, isn't very active on social media yet, you may want to feed your feed first. You want to feed the Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're going to post this. You want to feed the algorithm first, right? So maybe you can share some of your own pictures or your family. Maybe you can talk a little bit about what you're cooking for a day or a day or two, and feed the algorithm first. Maybe you can ask a question like, how big is your turkey? Like, you want to get some engagement before you just ask for something. And we teach you actually that doing, sometimes DMOs and stuff like that too. And then in the evening, you can hit them with your Black Friday post. What I really don't want to see is you just posting about these Black Friday specials, because then you become a billboard and people ignore billboards and advertisements constantly, right? So I want to see a little bit of other things in between, right? And this is where we gotta be. What was it earlier? If we're not good at social media, it's just because we're trying to protect ourselves, right? So this is maybe where we're going to get a little bit uncomfortable for some of you guys, but that's our job. It's our leader's job to make you uncomfortable so we can help you grow, right? So if you are, and friend request every day, right? You want to grow your social media network. If you're posting to the same 30 people every day, chances are this is not going to go very well, right? You can also share some of these maybe in some local groups, some mom groups, some dog groups, whatever groups you're part of. Right now, a lot of those groups are allowing like advertisements and Black Friday offers. So maybe this is a great way for you to get out there in your local community as well. So make sure you create a party link. You can create your own link. So you can take all those host rewards, right? You can get 60% off host special. You can get some Christmas shopping done. Maybe you can get the cookware set you've been dreaming of, the knife set. That's how I always stocked my kitchen when I first started, is every time I could snag a 60% off host special, I would grab the next thing that I needed for my kitchen, right? Or maybe you have everything you want and you decide to raffle off your rewards or gift them or whatever it is that you want to do. You can definitely bring around with that. Okay. So here's your plan. It starts today. Okay. So you get this right away. And like I said, we'll give you assignments. And if some of you guys already saw my post yesterday, you guys are just such great, amazing people. You just like, yep, I don't even know what she's doing, but I'm just going to copy her words and post my own picture. Love it. Anytime I share something, you do not have to ask for permission. My job, I want you to copy it, okay? I want you to tweak it and copy it. So anyway, so we're going to start a pre-countdown. We're going to post tonight and tomorrow, and we're going to create a little bit of pre-excitement, which is actually something we've never done before. We just typically just go straight for the things. So we're going to warm our audience up a little bit. So anyone that comments, you want to write them down on your Black Friday list, right? Now, you may see me say something like text or whatever, but it's just because I have so many people that Facebook doesn't let me message them. So I had to come up with something else because I couldn't get through to them, right? But you can probably, depending on how many comments you have, just keep a list of your Black Friday customers that want the information. So there's a post for Wednesday. There's a post for Thursday. There's a post for Friday. Feel free to tweak, adjust, have fun with it, add the products you're most excited about. These are just some, examples and ideas. There's also some emails, right? So when you go to pamperedchef.com, your back office, you want to click on My Contacts, select all, and you can send an email that way. If you need a video, just ask your upline. We can send you a video for that. So there's an email for that. It has dates on here as well. And then we also have some text messages. So you can text some customers. For those of you guys that have a lot of customers, if you have over 500 customers, you may want to talk to your director about using a texting service like Project Broadcast. And just some ideas for texting, and then more follow-up emails, more texting, and then kind of like, then we start creating urgency, right? With it wrapping up Friday on actual Black Friday. So that way, if you have some stragglers, they could technically still order those Black Friday specials on the last day of the month, but we never want to do a lot of things on the last day of the month, and we don't want to depend on those sales on the last day of the month. So I definitely recommend wrapping it up on Friday, and then, maybe you could do something else for Small Business Saturday. Now, for pictures, ideally, if you have any of the graphics, pictures, you want to use your own. We're going to share some with the assignment as well. But remember, you can also go to your back office. You can go to marketing imagery right at the top and just type Black Friday, and you'll see the graphics, right? You'll see all those Black Friday graphics. If you use Marketing Kitchen, I'm not a pro at it whatsoever, but I did download Marketing Kitchen on my phone, and I just use it to download content that I may need for my parties. And so, like, I don't use it for scheduling. I just use it to access content from my phone. So you can play around with that over there as well. All right. But yeah, we're gonna, we want to hear from you. We want to see you with your items and your products. And if you have 3 Black Friday items, then use those 3 items, or go find some videos on marketing imagery as well. Okay. Yes, stragglers, not stranglers. Sorry. Sometimes my English is not my first language, for those of you guys that don't know. So I say weird stuff all the time. So welcome to Claudia Bazaar. So and this is public on your profiles. This is not in your VIP groups. You can share it into your VIP groups, but this needs to be public on your profile for everyone to see. And if you have not yet, you can go on your profile. Some of you have it, some of you don't. You can go on your Facebook profile, click 3 little dots, and turn on professional mode, which allows you to have followers. So it actually gets sent out to even more people as well. Okay. All right. So are we excited about this social media plan? I will give it to you, I promise, at the end of this call. But also, again, know that we are going to send it out and do daily assignments as well to support you. We're excited? Okay, good. That was worth the price of admission. Well, besides Elizabeth, I think that was worth more.
Claudia, there was one question that I don't think
yeah?
got answered is
Yes,
Sure.
on the Google Calendar, or just as posts and things in the bullet train?
Probably just as posts. If you see it pop up on the Google Calendar, it'll be a surprise. We'll see if we get to it, but yes. But we will give you the whole thing. So, if you don't want to look for posts, you can also just go ahead and get it started as well. And then remember, if you're just doing a regular party link, or if you're just doing regular Black Friday sales and not offering anything extra, you can then also share those in your party. So like, I just went live and did a video with the twist and chop, and I can then go ahead and share that in my parties. If you're using your whisk tongs, you can then go ahead and share in your parties. If you're using your cup slicer, you can then go ahead and share it in your parties as well, right? Cool. Awesome. All right. So let's wrap up this call with a nice topic for today. Making sure that all of you guys finish strong, right? Where still got 10 days left until the end of the month. So the month is still young. And I'll just give you a little hint. We're like neck to neck with the number two team in the entire company. Like it's literally $200 a day. Okay. So yeah, if you want to sell more, we would love it because it may just bring us to number two in the entire company. But anyways, finish strong, right? Start stronger and keep your momentum going, right? So if you think about like, anything that builds momentum. But if you think about like a snowball or something, right? A snowball, once it starts rolling, what happens to the snowball? Does it get smaller? What happens to the snowball once it starts
It's
rolling?
bigger.
It gets bigger. That's right, right? So taking that consistent action that Elizabeth shared earlier is just going to help you get ready for that future success, right? So make sure that you stay active, you stay close to the fire, and you maybe this is a time to do some customer follow-ups. Again, people opening shopping, they're ready to shop, right? They need their charcuterie boards and they need their pan to cook their turkey in and all those things, right? So this is a great time to look for those customers that you've nurtured maybe the last couple months or years. You can offer some last minute holiday parties, all of our parties, right? I mean, you can call your virtual parties whatever you want. The template will work just great for any party right, that you're having. But and right now, yes, we're focusing on December, on November, the end of November, but you're really focusing and setting yourself up for a December success. So really, I want to challenge all of you guys to whatever you normally do to really just double that. Can't stress it enough. Double or triple or quadruple that for December. Free for all continues in December. And December is a great month to sell. All right. There is so many people that are so late to Christmas shopping, holiday products, are going to be the rave and everybody's going to be like, oh, shoot, I got to go buy some stuff. Right. So, the effort that you're going to put in, this is kind of like, does anybody else feel like this is the final countdown, right? We got like 6 weeks, the year's over, and you're looking forward to your holiday break. So the effort that you're going to put in during this last lap, right? This is the last lap. This is the last smile to sprint to the new year. That is this sprint right now is what's going to separate the good from the great. And you can decide on which side you want to be on. So I want you to put it in the chat. What is something that you're working on for November? What is your goal to finish November strong? What are you working on? Do you even know what you're working on? Yes, we have lots of promotions, right? It's crazy. Good, good. You guys know what you're working on, which is step one. And I want to encourage you to then continue that momentum that you are building, you're continuing to building and use it to, through December. And this summer was a perfect example. You guys knocked it out of the park because you just do the things like Elizabeth said, you just have your routine and you do the calendar no matter what day it is, right? And that's the best habit that you can have. Just do the things, whether it's cold, whether it's warm, whether it's the holidays, whether it's Easter, like you just do the right thing every single day. And I want you to think about that if you start sprinting now while the rest of the world shuts down, because it's the holidays, right? I mean, it is a holiday, not a holiday week and a holiday month, right? If you decide to sprint and run a little faster while the rest of consultants in Pampered Chef decide to slow down, imagine where you can be and what your show schedule could look like come January 1st. Right? Champions are made in the moments when others choose to rest. And I'm not saying you can't rest. I take naps every day. All right. I take days off. I go on vacation. but champions are made in the moments when when others are resting. So you can decide to be a little extra, work a little harder right now, so you don't have to rebuild so hard and restart everything in the new year. And I know there's many people out there, and maybe you just joined this call and you haven't been on a call in a long time, and you're like, oh, it's too late to finish this year strong. It's too late to reach for my goals. It's too late. Okay, I'm not going to earn Disney because I took 3 months off. Well, how close can you get? How strong can you finish this year? Because the stronger you finish this year, guess what? In 3 weeks, when you find out what the next trip is, which I promise you, every single one of you is going to want to earn this, you are ready to go come January 1st with lots of parties. And you are the one that's going to start with, with an extra set of parties because you decided to go start working on it now, because it is not too late. It is never too late. What's the next right thing that you can do rather than waiting till January 1st? Because January 1st is just a day. New Year's resolutions don't work. You know what works? Everyday solutions. Everyday action works. Forget about New Year's resolutions. So again, when other direct sellers right now are slowing down because it's the holidays, your extra effort is going to stand out so much more. So what can you do to turbocharge your efforts, to turbocharge your calendar, to go book 2 more parties to start this Friday? Because those parties this Friday will just go into more parties next Friday, and so on. So again, when others are slowing down, the ones who push forward will shine the brightest. So think about this right now on how your consistency is going to set you apart from everyone else. You are already everyone else, because there's 2,000 members on this team and 190 of you guys decided to show up. So you already know you can be the 1%. So when others slow down, how can you step up? Put in the chat. How are you going to step up? How are you going to be different? How are you going to take better and more consistent action than the other 1,800 consultants that did not show up tonight? As this effort that you're going to put in during the quote unquote slower season, the Thanksgiving week and the Christmas week and the concerts and all those things, this effort that you're going to put in now is going to help you end the year strong. But boy, oh boy, are you going to be so much happier when you have parties to come back to after your holiday coma come January 1st. So decide how you're going to finish November. Decide what you're going to do in December, how much money you're going to make. You still have 2 checks, right? So you're getting one tomorrow. Okay, we can't change that now. But what you're doing now between now and the end of the month is your December 7th check. What you do between December 1st and December 15th is your December 21st check. So if you want to get that kit, that Lego set, if you want to go buy those grandkids, that sled, you still can do that. Don't protect yourself, like Elizabeth said, right? Because you just don't think you're good at it. So you stayed until the end. Here's your word for the call. Go ahead and text Black Friday right now to your text, Telegram, whatever you do, to your upline. Yep. Watch is vibrating, and then I will give you this document. Okay, have fun with it, play around with it. If anything, I was trying really hard to not mess up the dates, but if I did, just fix them or let me know and I'll fix them. Check them out, play around with it. If you come up with anything, please share. Okay, your win is everyone else's win. We are the team who we are because we share everything we do, literally every single day. Okay, so thank you for all of our guest speakers for joining us tonight. What a fabulous call. And if you want to stay on and work, we're going to pass it on